Known as the definitive gathering of information security professionals, the 8th annual ITWeb Security Summit was held from 7 to 9 May at the Sandton Convention Centre. Attendees gained expert insight from leading local and internationally renowned keynote speakers and benefited from interactive workshops and specialist training, with the latest updates and analysis of trends, as well as practical advice on strategy and implementation for improved security and reduced risk. The ITWeb Security Summit afforded delegates the opportunity to solidify their security infrastructure, whilst unlocking a venerable treasure chest of networking possibilities.
Organised crime requires organised defence. It's clear now that IT security is an absolutely huge industry, but there's a good reason for it being a huge industry, because attacks on network systems have become more sophisticated, more serious, more organised. And really, I think that's the big thing. It's the organisation of attacks on systems which has become dramatically more sophisticated in the past 2 or 3 years or so.
It's estimated that something like 80% of breach and fraud evidence is contained within the logs that are generated in the security environment, or rather in the IT environment.
I think we see a big shift today in the industry where people see that without involving the business and actually transferring the accountability and responsibility to the business, they will continue to struggle doing so.
Information as a risk for a business, as a security risk, is not only in the email now, but in the way the users store their data, where they store their data, how they actually have data leave the network or leaving the business, and how they share that data.
Cyber attackers are actually targeting more the social platforms, and what I've realized is with simple things on current devices like location settings, they're actually going to affect users more in depth, not just themselves, but their complete social network.
In next generation firewalls, you have the ability to restrict which files can be uploaded and downloaded. So for that matter, if you have sensitive information, a user could potentially upload the information but not download. So it's all of these capabilities combined to work synergistically towards enabling information to be secured at the networking and application level.
The times are quite stressful where companies cut on budgets, and if you take products and optimize them with understanding what they're meant for and what they can do, consolidate vendors into one vendor that can provide more, even though it's not the best that exists, but the second best, processes can bridge that gap and make it work.
Let us not lose sight of the great Chinese sage's word. We need to know what and who we are dealing with.